Well, you know, the PR mechanism of Harry Maguire has tried to obviously cover up for the player that he never agreed personal terms with West Ham and he feels like he should start Man United to fight for his position as a player of Manchester United. And guess what? I was really perturbed with that statement being put out by Samuel Lucas, Simon Stearns, The Athletic, and I was really left in dilemma because I was asking myself, how can Eric Ten Hag really give room to Harry Maguire? Yet, before the game of Tottenham Hotspur, he put out a statement and said, if Harry Maguire wants to leave the club of Manchester United, the door is open for him, right? So, and then Harry Maguire turns down the offer of West Ham, and obviously he goes ahead to obviously say he never held talks with West Ham. Yet, we are all confirmed by Athletic that David Moyes, the manager of West Ham, had gone ahead to promise Harry Maguire that he's going to make him the West Ham captain. That is it. Having been dethroned at Man United, he was going to be made a captain at West Ham. And Harry Maguire had agreed all on terms, but obviously stories were put out by Fabrizio Romano, David Austin, that personal terms have not been agreed. Yet we heard in the news that he wanted to earn £100,000 a week. And how did I approve it? Because Harry Maguire was asking for the remaining balance from Man United to offer him £15 million to him. And he wanted a £7 million initial deposit and a promise that was really written and signed on by both parties that they'll obviously find means of obviously paying him the £8 million. And that's what really fell this deal through. So I don't believe that Harry Maguire was really not wanted by Eric Ten Hag to go out. And today, a story coming in from Jack Talbot confirmed to us that it was true. Eric Ten Hag still wants Harry Maguire out. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, as it stands, it's all about us talking about Donny van de Beek, his transfer hitting an impasse, and Facundo Pellistri, former manager at Pareno, and he happens to be a former player at Man United, that is Diego Forlan Coranzo, has gone ahead and obviously given us a deep insight of this guy who is really great and came on through and really played some minutes in the game as we played Wolverhampton Wanderers in a game that we never deserved to win. So let's see close to 300 or 400 likes much of this video. Rock and David is my name. We cover you all with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And for my Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu Fekum and Juma Karim, because it's gonna be a Friday by the time most of you really watch video. Now, Jack Talbot has gone ahead and obviously put this out. He's a chief football correspondent for the transfer.com. He's one of those that you obviously want to agree with when it comes to Manchester United. He has always gone ahead to put in loads and loads of discoveries and lots of stories that are really accurate concerning Manchester United. He has said, despite reports, Eric Ten Hag does not want Harry Maguire. He doesn't fit his philosophy. Eric Ten Hag is frustrated that he has to keep Harry Maguire. He would rather have someone like Kim Min-jae or Benjamin Pavard. Now, this is one of the things that I would love to obviously like Eric Ten Hag about. He's a man who keeps his own word. He'd rather not have a player in his squad that is not going to obviously go all out and play any part in his season other than pretending that he loves the player. And this is the beauty of Eric Ten Hag. He's a manager who will come out and tell a player that you are not needed here. You are not needed here. Even when he came up on the field of play, Zidane Iqbal was, when he came in to start managing Man United, he regarded Zidane Iqbal as one of the best ball passes at the club of Manchester United. That is it. But later, he came on through and obviously sold him to Utrecht because he couldn't match the levels. And guess who came in through? Surprisingly, Kobe Menu came in through and obviously played a very big part into the preseason, though he got an injury. And if he never got an injury, he would have been playing the double pivot with Casemiro, because that was the plan of Erik Ten Hag this season. So, for Harry Maguire, Ten Hag doesn't want him at Man United. And I think Harry Maguire is going ahead to do himself what we call the biggest disservice and injustice at Manchester United, because he's not going to play any game. Why? Ten Hag might not see him even make the bench. John Evans is part of the Manchester United team, and Ten Hag is happy to have a player like John Evans into his team than having Harry Maguire. It shows you how ugly Harry Maguire looks in the eye of Erik Ten Hag. So I don't really believe that it's Harry Maguire who wants to start a club of Man United and Ten Hag wants to keep him. He doesn't. He wants him out, and that's why after United agreeing a deal with West Ham, they had gone ahead to come out through and obviously discuss a deal of Pavard, and the first approach of United, he was really rejected. Even the latest update about the deal of Pavard looks like it's going to fall through, as Inter Milan are expected to submit an official bid for Bayern Munich for Benjamin Pavard in the next hours. Man United remain interested, but first have to sell Harry Maguire. I don't believe that this deal of Harry Maguire is totally off. I think it's still on, and it can obviously get us to where we want to see these players go. But for a fan of Man United, you wouldn't like to have a player like Harry Maguire at the club, because he earns a lot of money, he was bought a lot of money, and he's obviously an enemy of progress. That is it. Erik Ten Hag is the piper, and he has to dictate the tune of this team. The board has given him the rights to fire and hire, and they've gone ahead to do lots of things they failed to do for other managers. I recently told you that Manchester United have come out and obviously made a very huge decision concerning Erik Ten Hag, and they've gone ahead to decide that they are going to put what we call a players' lounge at Old Trafford, something that Jose Mourinho requested and they rejected to give it to him, but for Erik Ten Hag, they've gone ahead to give it to him, meaning that he has the power to fire and hire. So as it stands, Benjamin Pavard is one of those that we might lose, yet Ten Hag wants. Will we go for Tobido if at all he goes, for Todibo if at all he goes to Inter Milan? Even Arsenal is watching the deal, so wait and see how that pans out. But Thomas Tuchel has today gone ahead and obviously spoken about this man that Erik Ten Hag sees as the right replacement for Harry Maguire. He said the following on Pavard that Benji hasn't communicated to me that he really wants to leave. As of now, there hasn't been an offer. He's our player and gets full support. This is what a manager has to say, because they want to get in some good money from this player. But I want to let you know that it's really getting tense. The players refuse to put pen to the contract. They've gone ahead to put on the table, and remember his contract expires in 2024, that is the summer, meaning that he might leave out on a free. Bayern Munich are calling in for 35 million euros for the player, and we'll wait and see how that really goes to plan. But what I was going to hate to excite me about this story is that Erik Ten Hag still wants Harry Maguire out. And I don't see Harry Maguire getting playing time this season, even though he comes in through, because Ten Hag would rather do Luke Shaw and Lindelof in games of the Carabao Cup, or do Evans and Lindelof ahead of Harry Maguire. He's going to do everything to show to him that I don't need you, and he's going to do it, because if at all he bench Cristiano Ronaldo, what of Harry Maguire? He's not even a quarter the repetition of Ronaldo. So it shows you how Ten Hag wants this player out, and I want him out. I know most of the fans of United were really so much devastated and underwhelmed when you obviously saw this deal not happening and West Ham going in to find an alternative for Harry Maguire. But I really anticipated that you never know, this deal might obviously resurrect, and Harry Maguire is being told by Ten Hag that I don't need you. And when a manager tells you I don't need you, there's no reason to obviously keep and obviously do what we call a forced stay, because you won't obviously get the best that you deserve from this player, from the manager and the team. So if I'm Harry Maguire and my management, I might have gone ahead to put out that story that has been rebuffed. They need to look elsewhere. Now, Donny van de Beek. Donny van de Beek has found himself in a position of his deal to the side of Real Sociedad hitting what we call an impasse. And Van de Beek's move to Real Sociedad has hit an impasse at the time of writing. Brandon Williams also remains. Man United knocked back offers from Harry Maguire from West Ham for Maguire and Scott McTominay. Now, I don't know why United had gone ahead to accept £30 million for Harry Maguire and didn't accept £30 million for Scott McTominay. It's not a matter of really making profit. It's a matter of selling these players and getting players in, because the money is finished and all the players that we need to buy, we need to sell to buy. Fred, I think we've gotten in 15 million euros and we need more 15 million euros in to see the deal of Fred coming to pass. So even other deals like that of Sofiane Amrabat, United is looking at it, that if at all they see a deal a deal of Donny van de Beek going through, they can use some of that money to accomplish the deal of Sofiane Amrabat. They are not off from Sofiane Amrabat, but they only want to see to it that they get Sofiane Amrabat the best of structure that he deserves to be in at Manchester United and getting the money that they deserve. Now, if at all this deal has really hit that position, I anticipate we need to find a solution. And the solution was simple. First sell off Scott McTominay and get in Sofiane Amrabat, because even it does not make sense having Scott McTominay, yet he's not going to help you in games you needed him. Even when he came on through in the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers, he never had an impact, meaning that it's better to sell him off and get in Sofiane Amrabat, because Sofiane Amrabat can do the Casemiro role and can play in the double pivot with Casemiro at the same time. That is one of those things that you need to obviously understand. I was worried about that game of Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I said if at all we meet teams like Newcastle, who have Tinali, Joe Ellington, and Bruno Guimaraes in that midfield, will we really have anyone to match the levels? I doubt. So I think it's high time we really go to the levels. If the deal of Donny van de Beek has gone ahead to fall through, let's get in Scott McTominay sold, £30 million in, and let's get in Sofiane Amrabat as soon as possible, because that's the way to go. We shouldn't obviously not see this deal. But I think Donny van de Beek will go that side, because the player is also pushing. He needs playing time to see it that he finds himself in the Euros, where Netherlands are really playing the qualifiers right about now. Lastly, Diego Forlan has gone ahead and obviously issued a statement as far as this other player of Uruguay is concerned, that is Facundo Pellistri. Diego Forlan said, well, I know Facundo Pellistri. I was his manager at Penero when he was playing there. Then he left for United. So, of course, you are aware of him and you want him to get more minutes. That's what Diego Forlan Coranzo really said. They want this player to get more minutes, and I know he's not going to get more minutes at Man United, but a plan to loan him is still underway. Then he concluded by saying, we know it's not easy, it's difficult, but he's a really good player and a nice guy. He scored a goal in the last game of the preseason, and hopefully he can get more minutes at United. And the best plan for this guy is to get loaned. He needs to get a loan that will see him obviously become a better and better player. That's what we had for you here onto the United Matters channel. Tell me your thoughts about Ten Hag still wanting Maguire out. I welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Donny van de Beek's deal to Real Sociedad hitting an impasse as per now, the time of recording? And lastly, Facundo Pellistri. Do you think he can get in more minutes at Man United this season? All that and more into the comment section below. I'll sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Juma Karim. Ciao, ciao.